Of Good People Theater, Miss Mollie Amburgey, which many of you know. I have this giant list here of all these things she's done, so I'm just going to list them off so that you guys can hear them. It's pretty impressive. She's acted, directed, and produced with Equality Represented Arts, Slightly Askew Theater Ensemble, Insight Theater Company, RS Theatrics, Webster Theater, Cincinnati Landmark Productions, and Stone on a Walk Theater. Can't do that all in one breath. That's how you know it's impressive, right? She double majored in theater and communications journalism at St. Louis University, and even though she considers St. Louis, aka the land of the Nellies, as her second home, she'll always call Cincinnati, Ohio, her hometown. So let's give a huge round of applause for Miss Mollie.
What's up? Yeah! Enthusiastic audience. Now, I do have my script memorized, but there's a couple of dating apps that I have to memorize because I don't use any of them. So that's why I have this up here. You look so familiar. What is your name?
Greg.
Hi, Greg. I'm Mollie. Come on up. Give it up for Greg. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do? You're also, is this your drink? You're totally going to need this, just so you know.
Supposed to be this.
Greg, why don't you tell us a little about what you do? Because do we know Greg?
No.
Not at all. So Greg, you got to introduce yourself. What do you do?
So my name's Greg. I'm a resident at UC.
Woo! Go residents at UC! Yeah! Is that it? Are you like married or something?
This is my lovely wife, Leslie.
Yay, Leslie! Yay! How long have you been married for?
Theater. She loves
She
theater.
does love theater.
We've been married for 3 years.
Yay! Leslie and Greg married for 3 years.
Tell about our corgi.
Yes. Oh yeah, our corgi. What is this about?
We have a corgi named Philly.
A what? A corgi named Philly? I don't know what that is. Okay. So Greg, I pulled up Greg here because my stand-up show is actually also a drinking game. So if you do have a drink in your hand, when I say, so Greg, so if I say, oh my God, your mom is so famous, you get recognized at the Wendy's, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna drink.
Yes! So cheers everybody, take a drink. So give it up for Greg, thank you so much. So hi, my name is Mollie Amburgey, and I'm so famous I get recognized at the Wendy's. I'm also so famous I brought all the people I love to the basement of a bar. Yay! This is so classy, hosting our full of women of integrity. So anyway, I just wanted to do this show. It originally started because I used to live in St. Louis for a while. I went back to St. Louis, I did a show there, and sometimes you kind of question your purpose, and you're in a basement of a bar, there's music upstairs, you're like, I could have been a doctor, I could have been a lawyer, but I went after my passion. It's making me so much money. What? So I thought about it and I was like, oh, what is my purpose? What is it? So I was in St. Louis, I was doing the show, I was doing As You Like It actually. And I played Phoebe, the sassy character. What a surprise. And afterwards, I went to Wendy's because I was really hungry. I didn't have any food in the refrigerator. And this lady, her name was Letitia, recognized me and she was like, girl, hey, oh my God, it's Polly. And then she saw my dog, who happens to be named Polly, and I didn't do that on purpose. It was just her name from the shelter, so we're Molly and Polly. And I went, oh my God, I'm so famous that I get recognized at the Wendy's. Great. That's when you know that you've made it. So I just kind of wanted to do a kind of a comical show where I kind of make fun of my life. So I'm going to kind of start out with when I work at Kate Spade. So actually, Katie Couture, who is in the back, if you want to wave, she works at Kate Spade with me, so she goes through all of this everyday life. We kind of describe it as TGIT, and for those of you who don't know, it's kind of an episode of Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder combined, because our boss looks like a Kerry Washington. So basically, if we don't get something done in 1 minute, she runs back to the room and grabs the bag, and she's like, boom, 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 report to your HOP manager, ASAP, done. And I can't even keep up with it, and I've only been there for about 3 months, but I'm trying to kill it, I'm trying to slay. And then we kind of have the stock room in the back, but when I say the back, it's literally is anybody a Harry Potter fan in here? So the book came out today. Everybody's really excited. The script. I'm pumped. So get on Amazon Prime, order it. I call our stockroom the Chamber of Secrets because everybody is always like, oh, we want this display item, but it doesn't work that way. The way it works in retail is if it's not on the floor, you have to scan it, and then you have to walk down this aisle where you could potentially be raped, but who cares because you have to work for Kate Spade, and then you have to go grab the bag, and you're like, here it is, and it's like the Chamber of Secrets, basically. Is it on the right rack? Is it here? Is inventory even correct? And I'm just like, when is the president showing up? Am I going to just be so famous that I get recognized at the Wendy's? Boom. See how this works, everyone? Great. So, who remembers being a preteen at the mall? Ow! See, you do? Great. Tell me about when you were a preteen at the mall, Leslie.
Oh my god. We never wanted to be seen with your parents.
You never wanted to be seen with your parents, correct. Does anybody else have anything else that they want to share? Yes, no, maybe? Great. Yes.
All you wanted to look at were boys.
That's true, but I gotta tell you, when I was 13, I really wasn't happy with the men that were offered to me. They were all in braces, pre-puberty, like, I mean, where's the ones with the money, am I right? You know, like, hello? So, I don't know, I just like wasn't for that, but I love that I see the preteens where they go in, it's always all the girls, there's only one guy, everybody's at Starbucks, nobody's drinking any coffee, everybody's on their phones, and they always have like these two looks. So the first look is that everybody's in athletic clothes and they have the knee socks, but they have the Adidas slip-ons.
Yeah.
Does anybody remember that? Yeah. Or there's this look that you did when you were preteens and you had like the shirt with the skirt, but like you kind of wanted your legs to show, but you didn't. So you had the leggings kind of up to here, and then somehow your calf awkwardly showed. They kind of do Kate Spade all the time. So you're always like, hi, how are you? They never talk to you, but they always go right to the cell phone cases and like, oh my god, I saw this one online, but it's not here, I don't know what to do. What do we do? And they kind of like study everything, and then they're like, someday, and this is the best part, someday my husband is gonna buy this bag for me. But like, I don't know, let me just think about this. I also love when the preteens come in, they always have like a tiny little Victoria's Secret bag, and I never want to know what's in that bag, but I do know what's in that bag. It's usually that 5 for $25 deal that you would get, but you get like the thong for $5. And so like, oh, I went to Vicky's. Apparently that's a new thing, guys, by the way. It's called Vicky's. I feel old. I didn't know what that was. So I'm just like, is that purchase going to make you so famous that you get recognized at the Wendy's? Oh. So let's talk about, let me make sure that I'm on the same page here. For those of you who don't know this, I was a nanny for a while. I actually loved my nannying job. I think a lot of people think that your nannying job usually involves like these really self-absorbed people who make a lot of money and don't pay attention to their kids. Mine made a lot of money, I'm not going to pretend like they didn't, but they also paid attention to their kids really, really well. So I had a really, really wonderful experience. In fact, I kind of learned a lot from those two children. We always used to go to this place called Jilly's Cupcakes, and we used to get these 3 cupcakes, and we used to get our faces really a mess. And it kind of made me think back on life because I kind of thought to myself, you know, we always want to put this perfect version of ourselves out there. You know what I mean? Like you keep wanting to share this perfect version. You have the perfect job, the perfect husband, the perfect this, the perfect that. But we're really all a 99-cent fry and a large Frosty underneath. We're never like going to be this perfect version, and that's okay, because if we're with a good partner in life and they accept us for that, we've really made a really, really good decision. But my favorite was when we would go to the country club, because I was used to being on swim team at the YMCA and everybody was a shark and I was guppy too. So I never got to that point because I was too busy like pretending to be a mermaid in the corner because Little Mermaid came out and I really wanted to have red hair and swim around like that. Or I would see like one of those, what are those boards, Lori?
The kickboard?
Yes! Why I wasn't a shark, everyone, and why we're And so I would have the kickboard and I would like pretend that I was like saving somebody's life. I was like, I've got you, to like literally no one. And then like there was the noodle. So that was kind of my experience, and I would go to the YMCA with my parents and I was like, oh, we're gonna go to the Blue Bunny Bar and we're gonna get this because Blue Bunny ice cream is awesome. Country club swim team is a totally different thing because everybody competes. Everybody wins something, everybody gets something monogrammed, and these swim coaches, I remember my swim coach was like this, like, you will swim in the water, and you will do this, and this swim coach was like this. She had her like little straw hat on, and she had like her bathing suit, and her little towel, and she had her little lemonade in her hand. She's like, Tommy, make sure that you breathe. And this poor kid was like blind. Like Tommy was blind. Like it was just awful. And like, you know, when you swim, any Olympic swimmer, Lori, you know this, like you gotta like turn over to breathe. And she like wouldn't teach him that. So this poor kid was like grasping for air. So this poor kid, not only was he blind with his glasses and his goggles over the glasses, but he couldn't even breathe. So this poor kid was like, and she was like, oh my God, Tommy, why won't you just like swim the way that I'm asking you to? Like, what's going on? And his parents are like making some kind of business deal over in the corner. I don't know. So poor Tommy like doesn't have anything. Like, what's going on? I was like, are you kidding me? Do you think this lifeguarding is gonna make you so famous that you get recognized at the Wendy'S? Like, you're in a country club for crying out loud. Oh my God. So let's talk about dating 2016. Shall we? So yes, I'm single, but I choose to be single because if anybody dates in 2016, it's actually like horrifying. Everybody either wants to bumble you, okay Cupid you, like what even is that? And then I don't know, there's just some coffee meets bagel, like who's the coffee, who's the bagel? I don't know. Like I don't know how I would justify like, oh, I met my husband on coffee meets bagel. Like I don't know. I just like can't pull myself together with that. And then the worst part is when you ever ask somebody when their relationship, like what's your relationship status? Normally it's like, okay, for example, you're like, oh, how are you and Jim? It's like, oh, you know, Jim and I were together, but now we're not. We got in a fight. I stormed out. I went to the Wendy's. I got upset, but then I came back. We made out. We made amends. It was great. And then now we're not together, but we're not official. It's fine. But then they put like 50 million pictures of themselves on Facebook or like 50 million things on Instagram, and they're like, oh my God, me and my boo at the Applebee's. Like, oh my God, nobody cares you're at the Applebee's. Nobody cares. Or like when you're Instagramming your Apple advertiser, like you're at the Applebee's. Like you're not in like, you know, some kind of special island, or you're not on your honeymoon, like you're literally up the street at Burger King. Like, yeah, I don't understand like where this even works. Or my favorite is when these annoying Instagram couples, they're like, oh my God, Bonnie and Clyde. I'm like, Bonnie and Clyde were murderers. Nobody wants to be that. Or my favorite is where they're like, oh my God, our parents don't want us to be together, but we're like Romeo and Juliet. Like Romeo and Juliet die. Like nobody wants that. Like they literally could not communicate, and everybody was so wealthy they didn't even have to work that they kill themselves, and the priest doesn't even, oh, he's like, oh my God, I forgot the message. I'm like, how do you forget that? I don't even understand. Everybody's like, oh, this is so romantic. Let me take my Valentine's Day date to this. I'm like, that is an omen. That is an omen that your relationship is going to fail. It's going to be the worst relationship ever. I don't know. I can't even handle it. So, I don't know. What I love is my married friends, so that's why I highlight there's Greg and Leslie here tonight. They're married, they're normal, they understand that life comes with certain like obstacles that you can't go forward. They don't annoyingly Instagram, they just say, hey, we've put up with each other for this amount of years, it's great, and we didn't know what else to do with ourselves, so we bought a dog. Like, I understand. I'm like, that is it. Relationship goals right there. Like, my favorite story possibly, and I have this bit, but now that they're here, it makes it so much better. So Leslie came to see me in a show, and now you moved into a new house now, right? So they moved into a new house. See, they didn't know what else to do, so they're like, I guess we'll like get a dog and move into a house. Like, yay, go us. So Leslie was like sitting, we're having drinks at Sundry and Vice, and she's like, oh my God, you know, like I had to get these lamps for the apartment, and like, you know, Greg's always doing his like residency work, so I'm trying to like make the place look nice. So I went to Home Goods, and I wasn't supposed to open this credit card, but I did, and I had to buy these 3 lamps, and I was like, she said, oh, you know, I didn't think Greg was gonna find out, but then he opened up the mail and he saw that. She's like, but I opened it because I got 15% off the 3 lamps. But then of course later on, Greg opens up the mail and he's like, well, why is this credit card open? Like, where are these, like, you know? And she's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know. Like, what's going on? She's like, what lamps? And Greg's like, the 3 that are sitting in front of us. And she's like, Greg, I mean, come on. Like, I'm just trying to make our home just like so fabulous that it gets so famous, that it gets So, yes, but these are my happily married friends, and I look up to them very much. So, thank you for being these. So let's talk about technology for a bit. Has anybody ever used a dating app in here at all? Dana, do you mind sharing how that went down?
Horribly.
Okay, great. See, so that's what I'm saying. There's honesty. Just to go back, we'll go back to that in a second, but see, there's a testament. I think that we're all really attached to tech. I feel like everybody always says that because everybody makes these plays where they're like, oh, technology is like taking over the world. I'm like, okay, it hasn't taken over the world. My parents have flip phones. They're not even like literally everybody's like, oh, my parents track me. I'm like, I would be fucking dead. And my parents would be like, did they call? Like, where's the flip? I don't know. So I was just, you know, I'm like, my dad tries to text. He was like, HBLD, and I thought it was a typo, but apparently he was trying to be cool and be like, happy birthday. Love Dad, like fit in. So I'm just like, so I'm the only one with like the iPhone and my Kate Spade phone case that I got a discount on. So, you know, but I just love my friend Casey, who's back there, by the way, the blonde babe. It's actually her birthday tonight, so she chose to spend her birthday with me in the basement of a bar. So thank you. Because she texted me one time and she's like, hey girl, I have my phone back. And I was like, awesome. And she's like, I know, it's just a weird feeling. Because, I mean, I feel like we all experience this when we lose our phones. You feel really naked without it because nobody like writes down phone numbers anymore. Nobody has like, Kate Spade suddenly came out with a contact book. Who's buying that? I don't know. I'm just like, I mean, I may because I have a discount, but like, if I didn't, I don't think I would. You know, I don't know. And so she, basically what she said to me, she's like, Molly, and the weird part was that I couldn't make this purchase without, or I couldn't make this purchase. You're not buying anything at Kate Spade right now. Literally, like, so she was like, I couldn't tell the time. And that's so true. We cannot tell time without our phones anymore. We can't wake up without our phones anymore. Like, if we lose them, we're like literally, no, like, excuse me, but we're fucked. Like, it's crazy. Like, we're done. So I just was like, that's so true. But yet, the iPhone, as great as it is, supplies you with the Stocks app. Who uses the Stocks app? It's like, yeah, see, thank you, Crystal, thank you. Nobody uses the Stock app. I agree. And literally, you want to take all these photos of your family and your friends, and then your phone, if you're me, dreadfully goes, cannot take another picture because you don't have enough storage. I'm like, oh, but I have enough room for the Stock app? That's great. Because I'm literally in theater and have no money, but I'm going to put money in a stock? Sure, that's great. And then the best part is the Compass app, and I'm like, who the hell in the wilderness is going to be like, hold on a minute, let me take out my phone and take out my Compass app and see where I am. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And my favorite part about apps today, you know, everything is an app. It's like, oh, you want to go whitewater rafting? Here's an app to do it. Oh, you want a Groupon? Here's an app to do it. You want to find a life partner? Here's an app to do it. And here's the best part. You want to find a best friend forever? Here's an app to do it. I'm like, literally, it's already hard enough to find a life partner, but now you have to find your best friend on an app? Where are we going with this? I don't even understand. I don't even get it. So I wrote down a couple of apps that I saw that I was very confused by. There's apparently a Japanese app called Want To. We help friends who want to help do the same thing at the same time connect. You would do this in everyday life. I could text Lori and be like, hi, Lori, let's go see a Reds game. And she'd be like, okay, great. Let me just leave the dog with Brian and we'll go. Do we need an app for that?
No, man.
Exactly. I agree. And then here's the best part. There's one called Butter. Make new friends, share the love, and start a conversation. I could do that in everyday life. And the best part is about Butter. Thank you. Exactly. We could just get a beer and start a conversation. But instead, people want you to do it on an app and spend like 99 cents of your money that you could be spending in a drive-thru at the Wendy's on an app. And I just like don't understand it. It just makes me so angry. And the best part is that my friend Julia actually tried to download a dating app because she said, you know what, I haven't met anybody, maybe I should. So she tried to download Bumble. But then she realized she downloaded the BFF version instead. So she was like, this is an omen that I'm going to be single and forever alone. And I was like, maybe. So I'm going to be very honest. honest with you. Also being single in 2016 and why I try to like cut off as many apps as possible, because a lot of people try to send you dick pics and I don't understand it. Like, has anybody ever received one? What did you do?
Oh, I deleted it. Like,
See, that,
no.
yes, bye,
End
delete.
conversation. Right.
I never understand the reasoning behind it. I don't understand why it's sent. Like, oh great, you're hard, great, but that doesn't supply me dinner, that doesn't supply me rent, that doesn't supply me benefits, that doesn't supply me anything. I'm just going to send a picture with literally health benefits attached or tickets to the Tupac and Biggie reincarnation concert and showed up. I don't need that picture sent to my phone. Like, it is not that great. Everybody has one. Goodbye. I literally don't get it. Like, do you think that dick pic is just so great that it's going to get you so famous that you get recognized at the Wendy's? Basically, that's what's going to get you recognized. So literally, I wanted to talk about old cell phones for a second. I'm going to go back. Did anybody ever have the Motorola flip phone? Yeah? Did you have the Razor, Mr. Jacob?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, what color did you have?
Red.
I had the pink one. Your daughter knows. We were in the same government class. We had this, like, literally, Mrs. Butts would be like giving your phones, and Lori's goes, oh, of course, Molly's the pink. But remember when it was like pre-selfies, so you had to like take your selfie on like the Motorola or like the BlackBerry, and the pixelation was so small. Like, now we have these like iPhone 7S Plus whatever, and they're so big that you could watch Who Needs a TV, you could just watch it on your phone. But I just was like, oh man, I remembered my Motorola, and I remember I actually got myself in big trouble with my Motorola, and Lori was there for it, because I pretended to be somebody that I wasn't, but then the other person texted the other person who I was pretending to be, and so I was figured out. So I pretended that I was somebody, I pretended I was Lori, but basically the person that I was texting thought I was a Spaniard man, and I wasn't. So the Spaniard man showed up and was like, oh hey, I'm your Spanish lover too, and so we got screwed over for that a little bit. I was like, the things that Lori put up with me in high school. I'll never forget, I actually walked into a girl one time and she was taking selfies of like herself, but she wasn't sending it to her boyfriend, she was sending it to somebody else. And rather than being like the moral person and being like, oh, you know, you should really not be doing that, I was like, does that even get good pixelation? Like, what are you doing? I don't understand. Like, is that picture just gonna get you so famous that you get recognized at the Wendy's? I don't know. So let's talk about the bar. I'm sure you know Cincinnati is really making a lot of money these days, especially if you follow the Cincinnati business career. All these bars are popping up on the city. If it's not one bar, it's the other. If it's not this restaurant, it's the others. If it's not another, it's Lachey's. Let's go to Lachey's, you know. I'm like, we like it, Dana and I like it there just because the bathroom is really nice. I don't know if you've all been there. Have you been there? You've seen the bathroom. Isn't it like a palace?
I could live there.
Yeah, right? You could literally move into this bathroom. It has these gold ceilings, and you're just like, oh, hi. There's this like lounging couch you just lay out, and like there's a TV, and then of course if you need to go to the bathroom, there is a toilet. And like one of the girls' boyfriends just decided that they needed to tag along with a bunch of girls, and it's not like the boyfriend who's like really fun, where he's like, oh, I'm gonna marry this girl, but I'm gonna get you all drinks, it's gonna be great, and we're gonna have great conversation. It's always that guy who looks like hella annoyed to be there, and I'm like, I'm sorry you had no friends, but like that's why you're a douche, so can't help that. Sorry. And I'm like, either you need to get more friends, or girl, you need to reevaluate your relationship status. Like, I understand, because you cannot go out with all your girls and be like, oh my god, girls night, and then be over here and be like, oh my god, babe, you're so hot. Oh my god, girls night. Like, it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. And so my favorite is, I was just complaining to this to Dana in the car when we were driving here, Facebook. I'm considering getting rid of my account because of how bad it's gotten on Facebook. My favorite is when people try to sell me makeup on Facebook, and there's like 50 million people who are like, oh, here's some mascara, but they take a selfie and it's like they're in the seatbelt of the car and they're like sitting there like, I don't know what you're doing, but they're like, look at my eyelashes, don't they look so great? I'm like, you look exactly the same. Like, you literally have not changed. Like, you were just sitting there in your car with your seatbelt on, which questions everything about your driving situation. I'm like, don't sell me your makeup. You don't look that great. Like, you're not a model. Like, what are you doing? And then my favorite is when they start selling those like saran cabbage wraps where it's like, oh, here, put on this wrap. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, you're blessed. Hashtag blessed. But literally, I've been invited. Well, I question this too because I'm like, do you really think I need to lose weight that I should be joining this group? But when they're like putting on, the new thing is wrap this Go wrap around you. And basically you wrap this like half cabbage, half saran thing around your body. And you're like, oh, this is supposed to lose weight. And I'm like, you know what helps you lose weight? Going outside. You know what helps you lose weight? Joining a gym. You know what helps you lose weight? Not going through the drive-thru at the Wendy's, even though I do all the time. I just like don't understand how literally I'm gonna wrap myself in a piece of fucking cabbage and that's gonna make me lose weight. Like, what am I, a Cabbage Patch doll? That was from the 80s, y'all. This is 2016. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I just, like, what do you think? Like, do you think that this mascara, this selfie with like your seatbelt on is gonna make you so famous that you get recognized with the Wendy's? I don't even know. So my favorite is golf. So I'm actually a really big sports fan. I really hate it when theater people hate on sports because I'm like, football could be somebody's out. Football could be somebody who took them to college. But, you know, basketball could help them like get to a certain point. Like, that is why I just don't appreciate when sports are hated on. But I am gonna hate on one sport, and for those of you who know me, it's golf. I went once, I went on a double date, I hated it, and literally my boyfriend, oh my god, well you were great. Well that's the thing, Lori, was I almost was denied the cart because my boyfriend was like, oh my god, I'm not paying for that, like we're gonna be troopers and we're gonna carry our golf cart. Guess what? Boyfriend at the end of the date was like, oh my god, I'm so tired, I need to sit in the car, and I was like, bye, and I drove the car. Will be paying for the roses. Like, it was just, I was like, okay, great. I just like don't understand golf. I understand that, yes, I understand it's a sport for business people. I know it's a great way to make a deal. However, it's so expensive. You could be using it to put a payment on a house or your apartment rent, but instead you paid for golf clubs, perfectly manicured grass you can't even mess up, which I would mess up, and I have. I stepped in my heel on a pair of grass and I just went, yes, this is why I like basketball and football, because I can get really rough and really excited, and on here I can't. You can't even be loud. All the women are like, we're in a visor. Oh my god, go honey. Like, I'd be like, get it, babe! Get in that hole! Yes! Like, get it! Like, that's the thing. I'm probably gonna fall in love with somebody who like loves golf, and that's gonna be me. Like, all the wives are gonna be like, oh my god, we're over here. I'll be like, that is my man over there. Like, he just got it in there! Yes! 9 holes. All right, I'm in. You know, I just don't understand it though. I'm like, who created this sport where you literally have, first of all, you have to be dressed to the T. Then you have a hole all the way over there. Like, it's not even like, and like I love Pet because I can be like, oh, got it. Put my points in. And there's like always a little waterfall, or like there's something you walk underneath. Not in golf. It's like, oh hi, we're in the Sahara Desert, but here's some sod. Have at it. And so you have to get this ball all the way over there. I will say, I do have respect when these like, you know, the parents tell them this, but these little kids would always be like, oh my god, did you know that the chicken nuggets at the Wendy's, like they sit up on, I'm like, you are a chicken nugget. You are 7 years old. Do not tell me what I need to be eating. And I'm like, oh, your parents are gonna make you bullied at school if you keep telling them these things. I don't understand. Like, who's gonna be friends with a child that's like, oh man, nuggets are so bad for you. Like, all the cool kids like to go to McDonald's. All the cool kids like to go to fast food. There's a Playland. It's not at the Olive Garden. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Oh. So, I don't know. All I have to say is, if that's you, I'm basically probably gonna find you ordering a double bacon cheeseburger. I'm gonna be like, ha, cut. You were so famous that you got recognized at the Wendy's. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.